All right, let's dive into The Schoolboy by William Blake. This poem is, well, it's an incredible takedown of formal education, and it makes this really passionate case for why childhood should be about joy, not dread. You know that feeling, right? You wake up, it's a perfect summer morning, the sun's out, birds are singing. All you want to do is run outside and play. But then it hits you. You've got to go to school. That's exactly the feeling Blake is talking about here. It's this clash between the freedom of the natural world and being cooped up in a classroom. For the schoolboy in the poem, just the thought of it drives all joy away. And this really gets to the heart of the conflict. I mean, look at the two sides. On the one hand, you have this vibrant, exciting world, the sweet company of birds, the sound of a distant horn, all this life. And on the other hand, you have school, a place defined by a cruel eye watching you, where kids just spend their day in sighing and dismay. The difference is just night and day. So when you're stuck in an environment like that, how can you possibly learn anything? It's just not going to happen. Blake calls the lessons a dreary shower, like this constant, boring rain that just wears you down. I mean, how is anyone supposed to get excited about a book or feel inspired in what should be a bower of learning when the whole experience feels so joyless? And this right here brings us to the poem's most famous image. It's such a simple but powerful question. Think about it. A bird is meant to be free, to fly, to sing. If you lock it in a cage, you're basically crushing its entire nature. And for Blake, a child is absolutely no different. So let's break this metaphor down because it's so powerful. The child is the bird, born for happiness and freedom. The school? That's the cage. It's this restrictive place that literally traps the child's spirit. And just like a caged bird can't really sing its heart out, a kid who feels trapped loses that spark of creativity, causing their tender wing to droop. It's a heartbreaking image. You know, that line about the cruel eye outworn isn't just about one grumpy teacher. It's really about a whole system built on surveillance and fear. The constant watching, the pressure to just fall in line, the total lack of freedom. It all cooks up this atmosphere of anxiety. And in that kind of atmosphere, a child's natural curiosity and happiness, their youthful spring, it just can't survive. Okay, so this critique of school starts to build into something much bigger. Blake isn't just venting about how much he dislikes school. He's actually giving a really serious warning, and he's aiming it directly at parents. He switches his metaphor here from a caged bird to a delicate little plant. And he's asking parents to seriously think about this. If you go into a garden in the spring and you start snipping off all the new buds and blowing away the blossoms, what do you think is going to happen in the summer? You can't expect that plant to grow and give you fruit. The damage you do early on has real, lasting consequences. And what you get is this devastating chain reaction. If you crush a child's spirit in school, if you nip the buds of their curiosity in the springtime of their life, you absolutely cannot expect them to grow into happy, creative, productive adults. The very foundation for their future has been wrecked. You see, for Blake, a human life followed the seasons. Childhood is spring. It's this vital time for natural growth and play. But if that spring is ruined by sadness and restriction, then the summer of their adulthood is going to be barren. It won't be able to produce any of those summer's fruits, creativity, wisdom, happiness. So when you pull it all together, Blake's message is crystal clear. He's making the case that education should never be a punishment. It shouldn't feel like a prison. It's supposed to nurture a child's spirit. Because if you destroy the joy of childhood, you are, for all intents and purposes, destroying the potential of the entire life that was supposed to come after. What's wild is that, more than 200 years later, Blake's warning still hits home. It forces us to look at our own education systems and ask a pretty fundamental question. Are our schools places that act like sunlight, helping kids grow and flourish? Or are they accidentally creating a harsh environment, a blast of winter that freezes a child's spirit before it even gets a chance to bloom? It's definitely something to think about.